Good morning, LinkedIn family. It's time for another Coffee with Bob. And today I have the distinct pleasure of meeting a new person I have not networked with. Gina Gardiner. Did I say that right, Gina?
Gardiner.
Gardiner. I like Gardiner. I was trying to give it that little hyphen there to be a little European like you.
It's much more interesting the way you pronounce it.
We could try that. Is from the UK. And she's a profit enhancer who works with enlightened leaders. Which I think is a great headline, number one. And I just want to, again, let everybody know it only takes one connection to change a life. And I think Gina could be that connection. So make sure you connect with her, you follow her, and engage with her. Because she's, if you ever I looked at some of her posts and she's got some amazing things to talk about. Gina, tell us a little bit about what it means to be an enlightened leader.
An enlightened leader is somebody who, first and foremost, leads themselves. They take radical responsibility for their thoughts, emotions, actions, and words. And they lead with integrity, compassion, and the courage to do what's right rather than what's expedient.
Ah, okay. And that's not always easy to do, is it?
No, it's not. No. But you have to model the behaviors that you want from other people. And so for me, this is leadership for life. And it is about leading yourself first and being the model, if you like, illuminating the way for other people.
Excellent. I love that. Illuminating the way for other people. And how do you work with people?
I work with people in a variety of ways. One-on-one, if people want to accelerate their progress to become enlightened leaders. There is a 10-month holistic program which is all done online with group coaching and one-on-one with a leadership facilitator. People can come to a VIP day. There are a whole plethora of resources on my website and programs that people can sign into.
Awesome.
So that there's lots there.
Excellent. Excellent. So I would imagine in these very troubling times, I know in the UK you have your issues, and of course here in the States we have our issues as well. It's challenging for leaders, yes?
I think it is, and I think that's not new. I just think that, if you look back to the last recession, I think it's become very challenging since then. And COVID has added to it, but I don't think it's the entire cause of it.
Ah, okay. And so when you talk to leaders today who, are struggling, maybe not personally or maybe not having personal issues, but struggling just to keep the company going and to keep people employed and not have to furlough them, what's some of your favorite advice to give to these guys to help them out?
I think first and foremost is mindset. If you focus on what you can't do and what's gone wrong purely, then it's very difficult to access the creativity and the solution finding that you can when you focus on what's my why? What is it that I really want to do, and why is that important? Yeah. What are my core values, and are those being embodied by the way in which I behave and the way in which my staff behave? Am I really making the most of the treasure, which is my staff? If you're of the style of leadership that you've got to do it all yourself, because at least then it's done properly, you're never going to survive and succeed in the long term. But if you make the most of your staff, you train and teach them to think for themselves and take radical responsibility for themselves, and they have ownership of the vision, then real magic starts to happen. Because instead of pivoting, and there's lots of talk about pivoting, but it worries me. Because if you pivot enough, you end up back where you started. This is not about upgrading and having, a better model of car where the sat nav's got an extra knob or two. This is about really up leveling and being prepared to do things in a different way that require you and your staff to work together. This is much more about collaboration. It's about getting the best out of yourself and others. And in doing that, there are limitless possibilities open to you. But if you close those down because you're fearful and because you are trying to keep it all contained and do it yourself, it's not going to work.
Right.
So we really do need a new style of leadership, one where they see profits in the broadest sense not just the bottom line, although that does come,
Hmm.
but profits in terms of great relationships, good well-being, creative and solution finding people who are really, really wanting to deliver the why, who each see themselves as an ambassador for your company, no matter whether they're the CEO or the cleaner.
Yeah.
Then you start to see things really move.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Turning everybody into ambassador for the company. I love that. It's, you know, I consider myself to be a servant leader, and that's the way I feel when I'm leading my team. I want them to be the ambassador for the organization. I want them to feel proud that, you know, they are a part of this organization, and also that they are essential to the organization. I think that's key too. Um, I
Everybody has a part to play, don't they?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
the cleaner, for example, and often they're forgotten. But you know, if you've ever walked into an organisation where the cleaning's not done, you know, not only does it have an impact on health, but the sense of pride that people have in terms of belonging.
Yeah.
And you know, if you've got, or everybody feels this is my organisation, I want it to do well,
Yeah.
then you are in a very different place, aren't you? And you know, this research shows that motivation isn't money. That's number 5 or 6 on the list. It's people feeling valued, feeling that they matter and that they make a difference.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's critically important. I'm a big person when it comes to kindness and having to show kindness and kindness through. It's got to be a part of who you are and what your organization is, correct?
Absolutely. And hence the name of my company, Genuinely You. This is about being authentic. And
Yeah.
I think, you know, more and more we hear on the news and around people who are saying things because it'll get them what they want rather than because that's what who they truly are.
No, I love it. I love it, and I love your stuff, Gina. It's just it's fantastic, and I think people can learn a lot just from the free tidbits that you give out all the time. But I do think that a lot of people could benefit from working with you, and you're okay with working from people from the States, right?
Anywhere, the only criteria is that you have to speak English because I'm afraid I don't speak any other languages. But that's the only criteria. We can always find the time. You know, working through the time zones has become second nature now. So it doesn't
Oh,
matter where you are.
it is, yeah. And you know what? Being genuinely you, as you say, I love that tagline. That's something that we can all learn to be a little bit better, I would think.
I think that's true because for me, this is leadership for life. All of the principles and strategies that underpin great, successful, profitable business also underpin great family life, great relationships. Whether you know you're someone in a marriage or you're part of an association or an organisation that's part of your, you know, your hobbies. Leadership for life has a positive impact on every aspect of your life. You're the common denominator. You take yourself into every moment of every day. So it makes sense, doesn't it, to get yourself sorted.
That is awesome. That's incredible, and that's really wise and very inspirational advice. I can't begin to thank you for being on the show. I think that was fantastic. I'd like to have you on again so we can dive a little bit deeper into some of these subjects.
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay,
Absolutely love to anytime. Thank you very much indeed.
we will do that then. So again, Gina, thank you. If you're not connected to Gina, if you're not following Gina, I highly recommend that you do. She's tagged in this post and in the comments below. Please reach out to her. I think it's very worthwhile. Gina, have a wonderful day, or actually, wonderful evening on your side of the pond. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me as a guest. It's been a great pleasure.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, and you.